I don't want to say it's a bad life, but it's very good. It's very good.
Different to what people
yeah,
think.
It's different. Yeah,
I think it's the real side. I don't think
exactly.
people get to
Yeah.
There's a lot more that goes into tour life than I think people can appreciate.
Well, that's what we obviously, like, you've won on European tour, you're super successful, but like James, who we've had on before, who was a European tour player, but obviously missing cuts and stuff, and didn't do as well as we would like to. It's not as glamorous a life as you think. If you say to somebody, "Oh, you hear that guy over there is a European tour pro," you're thinking that's the dream. But in reality, unless you are doing really well, it must be so tough.
Yeah, it's there's a lot to it behind the scenes, but like I said, I think it's anything. If you want to be a lawyer, you got to go through 8 years of study. It's tough,
and that can be lonely.
Exactly. So I know
that's commitment where you can't go out with your friends at the weekend.
Yeah,
and things like
exactly.
that. So you're right. Anything that you're trying to pursue, anything that you're trying to be ambitious for, it comes with obstacles and barriers.
I can't fathom though. Like, we came up yesterday. It's only a 4.5 hour drive, whatever. So in the grand scheme of things, not very far. But imagine if you'd have flown here for the Open from Australia, wherever it might be, and you have a practice round, swinging it quite good. You get on the golf course and shoot 80, 82 or something. How that must be horrible.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of mental strength. You work so hard for this specific week, and then you miss the cut, and it's a terrible feeling. I missed 5 cuts in a row from later last year to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Saudi. I missed all 5 cuts in a row, and it's kind of good that happens, because you need to have a kick in the teeth sometimes, and then you work hard. But it's not. You got to get over it, but you got to learn. You got to learn every step of the way. You got to learn what you did right and what you did wrong, and you got to improve. And played pretty good last couple weeks, or last couple tournaments, and hopefully I'm on trending path. But yeah, I don't want to say it's a bad life, but it's very good. It's very good.
Different to what people
think.
I think it's the real side. I don't think people get to hear.
Exactly.
This is why I love doing the podcast and things and getting people like yourself on, because yes, it looks glamorous, and you'd never for 1 minute ever believe you could ever complain about being in St Andrews for a week.
Yeah.
Like, it is literally a dream for most people around the world. It's a dream, but it comes with. It's not always perfect.
No,
you know what I mean?
Because when you come here, you come with family for a once lifetime trip. We spend but you're not on your own or going grafting, or you've got a swing fault you're trying to work on. That's the reality, isn't it? That's the difference.
And you've got to play in, like, say, testing conditions, what you're not used to, and all those things. Like, that's where it becomes much more of you've got a mental strength. Like, it's a lifestyle, isn't it? That I'm sure, and again, the glamorous side, the private jets, the mansions, all the money in the world, that'll also, and again, it'd be hard for people to appreciate, would also come with different challenges. Like, it's hard to stay motivated when you've got things like that much money and things like that. Look at your Rorys and your DJs and your things like that, and you think it's hard. Like, they've got to go out every single week and put the grind in, even when they don't always have to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's the goals? Give me a list. Have you got yearly goals, lifetime goals, career goals?
Yeah, lifetime, I probably want to be Hall of Fame. So obviously a lot of wins as well under the belt, and I think a lot of people would want to say that if they're very dedicated to the game. But I would love to be top 50. Well, we can start with, let's say, top 100 by the end of the year.
What's your current ranking right now?
I'm about 220. I got to 130 after Vic Open, but, slowly got out because, COVID and the European Tour stopped for a little bit, but and a few missed cuts. But, I would like to be, top 100, top 50 end of the year. My devise is pretty low as a professional. When you start the professional life, you get a divisor, and, by the time goes, you get your divisor
ranks
ranks
up.
Mean? So I think it's like the tournament wins, and then it divides from the tournaments you've played. So I haven't played enough tournaments to get it kicked out. So I've got small amounts. So I got the minimum right now, I think, and pretty much the points that I play good in, they count, and the ones that I played okay and I still win, but pretty much like if it's a Brooks Koepka, in 2 years their win kind of kicks out because their divisor is pretty high. So I'm not really sure on it that much, but I know
It is a complex science, the world ranking, isn't it?
So you need to play a lot of tournaments this year. Is that the simple answer? Is that?
Oh well, no. I'm saying if I play, let's say I go out on a win next week, I would jump up in the rankings heavily. But if someone like Brooks Koepka won and they wouldn't get kicked up that much, let's say we were the same rankings and he's played plenty of tournaments, he wouldn't get kicked up that much because he's played a lot of tournaments. But because I've only been pro for 2.5 years, it counts as more. Yeah.
So, what is the schedule? Pretty busy this year.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna be in Europe for probably another 2.5 months, 3 months, because I don't want to go home and quarantine.
Of course.
Yeah,
do you have to quarantine when you go home too?
Yeah,
yeah. And when you come back here?
No. So we get an special exemption when we come out and play these tournaments. So, but last week, that was the first week on. Had to get tested before I fly. Had to get tested as soon as I landed. And then had to get tested on day 5. And then had to get tested on day 8. And then I just got another test to go to Denmark in a couple of days. So, it's pretty brutal with the COVID tests. But, pretty much.
A new way of life, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is.
And when you're playing all these tournaments at the moment, are these all pretty much brand new tournaments to you? So, like, have you done Denmark before?
No, I've never done Denmark because I got cancelled, I think, last year, or I just didn't play. But
so a lot of these new events coming up now.
Yeah, I've played like Scottish Open, and I've played I didn't play Irish Open. I don't think it was on last year. Played Porsche European Open in Germany. Yeah. So half of them are new and half of them are because when COVID wasn't there, I would stay here for a month, go home, and then come back. But because I
don't want to quarantine.
I don't want to quarantine. I want to play as much as I can when I can. So take the necessary time off when I need to, but play as many.
Who gives you guidance when you go to a brand new tournament? Like let's say Denmark. Yeah. You've never been there, right? You get off the flight and you land. Explain how you get to places.
It happens. Okay.
Like how do you get to places? Where do you stay? Who recommends restaurants? Who recommends how you travel? Whoa. Who tells you where the driving range is? How does that all work?
So obviously you don't really know, but we're in a bubble now. So as soon as we get to normally we fly in. You get I have a manager. He takes care of me, but there's guys on the European Tour side, player relations side that help out, and you have to get this, you have to get that. So pretty much you fly in, you get your courtesy car or your service to the hotel. This is COVID, and then you got to get your test pretty much as soon as you get there. Wait in your hotel room for about 4 or 5 hours, and then you can do whatever you want, but you can't leave the hotel or the golf course.
Okay.
So pretty much you're kind of stuck in.
Go to the gym or the range, and that's
kind
of it, really.
So pretty much just what you have to do for your work life. You can't really, go out and
can't go to a restaurant down the road.
Yeah, like if we were in Dubai at the beginning of the year, and we're right on the right
and the marina.
Yeah, literally there, and we couldn't, we could just look outside. We can't go out and walk and get
hotel, golf course, golf course.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
So is that, in a weird way, does that almost help you when you are going to these venues that you don't know about because you've not got a choice? You've got. I'm guessing then there's player dining. I guess so. Your food's all sorted for you. Yeah. There's as soon as you get to the golf course, is the hotel like right next to the golf course?
Yeah,
or usually. A bit of a travel?
So next week it's a bit different. It's like half an hour away. I don't think they can get hotels nearby, that is the nearest hotel. So there's a few hotels that the players stay, and then but usually it's on the golf course. So because of COVID reasons and getting a cab back and forth or whatever you're doing. It's just easier if the course was on like Belfry. The course we stayed at the Belfry.
That's easy.
So it was easy, just.
In a way, does that not make it more like an actual bubble where it's like you're literally staying there and the course is there and you don't see anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the touristy type of guy, so I'm not going out every day. But there's when you go out to dinner every night, you see a lot of things, and if it's a special place, you go and check it out. But usually you're there to do one thing and practice and do all that. But also, it's tough because you're not really getting away from work. You know, you want to, I don't say it's work. It's it's my life, and I love playing.
I think it has to be seen as a job and at work because you've got to structure it like that. And if you didn't,
you need time away as well, don't you? Like,
it's a business, and you do have to see it. And I think again, for people listening who don't live in golf, they would struggle to comprehend that. But sometimes after you've played a tournament, let's say you've had a great round or a bad round, wherever it may be, sometimes you do want to switch off and go away and go for ice cream and go to watch the cinema and things like that, where obviously you can't at the moment. So again, when you get there, is your manager on site or is he on the phone? Or
my manager's in America, so he, we contact through the phone, and he knows most of the things. He gets it done before I get there. He gets everything sorted just so I don't, have to wake him up in the morning and then, freak him out. But
so if you have a problem, is he the first person you ring?
Yeah, he usually knows most things. He's a pretty good what he does, and it's his job. So he he does a very good job of it.
He knows all the events. He knows who's who.
If you think about setting up all this, setting up all that, by yourself, it gets pretty pretty.
You need to have less thoughts.
You want to focus
exactly,
on golf,
exactly.
You need to not think about anything, don't you? And
so
their job is to make sure you think about nothing. Your job is to go up, practice, hit balls, play as best you can.
And then after the round, do this, and it's like okay, So it's
And then you caddy. Do you have a full-time caddy?
No. So at the moment, I'm kind of toss and turning at the moment. Had some, I had a caddy for a year and a half. He was awesome. And then, just bubble life, and it was a bit tough with, he lived in America, so it was a bit, everything's right now is a bit tough. I don't have a European tour caddy, so, or European caddy, so it's not easy to just, travel in and out from America and all that. So, it's right now I'm getting a local next week just because no one can, the person that I had before couldn't, fill in. So right now it's a bit tough. But
so when you get a local caddy, are they just literally local to the golf club, or are they actually professional caddies?
So I'm not sure. I don't know the guy that I'm seeing next week. So, there's a lot of trust and all that.
I was going to say, is that a bit weird for you?
It is a little strange. I've never really had a local caddy, like someone that obviously professionally, if you get a professional caddy for the new week or he's a new person, like he knows the way to do everything, he's caddied before and he'll get the gist of, what I like and what I don't. I don't want him to tell me this. I don't want him to tell me that, or I can just tell him, I usually just tell him what you like. So, but next week it's probably going to be, mostly my, I do the yardage book, I do all that, and
he's just carrying the bag.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cleaning your clubs, carrying the bag.
It's kind of a last minute thing. So, it's just like I said, it's tough if you've got a caddy from America, and it's
of course,
and there's troubles along the way and all that. So, a bit of tour life there.
So you just lay out the land and go, right, I like it. This is my favorite club to hit off the tee. This is my shot shape, or not even nothing.
It's to him.
To him.
Oh, I don't know. I probably have to do most things myself. I would rather. I've played enough to know what I like, and obviously you want a second thought, but he's not a professional caddy, so he wouldn't know more than what I would probably know. So
you're going to know your game better, obviously, aren't you?
No, we'll see next week if it goes good or not.
And hopefully his English is good and things like that. You've got to
we've texted back and forth. So
great.
I think it's okay. But like I said, it's pretty much just carrying the bag.
But then after Denmark, where are you off to next?
Germany.
And it'll be someone new again?
Yeah, he caddied for me at Belfry, so he's he actually caddied on the PGA Tour for a little bit, and he knows the rope a little bit.
Oh, great! So you're getting the guy that you've already had on before.
Yeah. He just had stuff to do, so it was just kind of like a last minute thing, and it is what it is. So it's a bit tough, but it's fine. I know how to play golf, so hopefully I'll play okay.